Gabriel Beck here. Today, we're going to be talking about a state of mind that each and every single one of us experience on a day-to-day basis. Derping out. When you're driving, when you're at your job, when you're at home and you're about to make dinner. These state of minds that we lazily go into because they're just patterns that we have fallen into day to day. We're going to work. We got a lot to go on. I get it. Okay. I'm a human being too. Working 8-9 hours, going home, eating your food, time to go back to bed. You're ready for the next day. It's wash, rinse, and repeat. Before you know it, you're stuck on autopilot. You're acting the same every day. You're thinking the same thoughts every day. You're doing the same things that you've already done. You know the definition of insanity, right? I'm not even going to say it because y'all already know. How do you break out of it, though? Because oftentimes it can feel like you've been trying to break out of it forever, and yet you're still not doing it. Well, the reason why is because, one, you're not accepting those feelings. By pushing the feeling of you feeling mediocre away, you're actually self-creating the prophecy. Go ahead and hold right there. You're actually self-creating the self-fulfilling prophecy by focusing on it. It's like, instead of focusing on how much fun you're not having, try just focusing on that moment itself. And once you have that moment, you can slowly start moving with that moment and into the next moment, into the next, and into the next. But as soon as you start getting into that frame of mind where you're meticulously going in tick for tack, tit for tat, every single thing that you're doing, why'd I say that? Why'd I act like this? Why am I standing here? If I was doing that right now, I wouldn't be able to access my thoughts for you guys. I wouldn't be able, mind the road here, to speak clearly because my thoughts would be taken up by the mental bandwidth. I'm just going to walk over here to the sidewalk. Your mental bandwidth is being stolen every single day. When you get a sales call, what are they aiming for? Besides your money, of course. They're aiming for your time and attention. That's why they say your name. That's why they're talking quick. What did I aim for when you clicked on this video? I aimed for your bandwidth, your mental attention. We're all fighting for mental attention. So whether you realize it or not, you are playing the game. You see, they're fighting for attention and they're winning. So whether you realize it or not, you're playing the game. And if you don't choose to play the game will play you. I know that most of us watching this, because if you're watching this far, then you relate to what I'm saying. Life is going to take most of us. Hey, Charlie, come here, baby. See, this dog is fighting for our mental bandwidth right now. So I'll take this time to tell you guys, there are distractions in this world, as you can see. There's life that's going to play you. How are you going to react to the game, okay? Are you going to let the enemy, okay, the devil, play you? Because I'll tell you what, the devil knows how to. And that's the game playing you, is the devil manipulating you by stealing your mental bandwidth, by stealing your joy of the present moment, by having you focus on what you don't have instead of cool stuff like this. You got to focus on the moment, because if you don't, it's like, that's crazy. Because when you focus on the moment, cool stuff like this happens. What's up, my boy?
How you doing? I didn't expect it.
Charlie, come here. I'm going to keep this in there because this is just a prime example. Life is going to try to test you. How I like to view it is the enemy, okay? Because there's God and then there's the enemy. If it was just God here, everything would be handy dandy. But sadly, we're dealing with a fallen nature. The fallen nature will try to take your focus from the moment, especially when you're starting to find your groove. Because once you find your groove, you can start effectively changing the environment and helping it for the better. And when that begins to happen, then a lot of people are able to do that. See, I'm just talking about it. I just said, it don't care how overwhelmed you are. It doesn't care that it's too much. And as I'm saying that, the camera dies. This is my first video, just so you guys know. We're using this to test out my new microphone. Shout out DJI, because they're a great brand. And obviously I'm a Christian. I believe this is not random. I'm going to go this way here. I believe that the enemy, watch out for the step. I believe that the enemy tries to stop you when you get on momentum. Because once you get on momentum, you're on the upward swing. Once you're on the upward swing, you're hard to slow down. Once you get into momentum, you're going to feel like you can start expressing yourself in ways that you weren't able to before, and it takes less work. You're also going to find that your own mind is going to test you. Your own mind is going to tell you that you're being a false version of yourself. But let me remind you what the real version of yourself was like. The real version of yourself was afraid to speak up when he or she wanted to say something. Your real self wanted to stay inside and didn't know what to do to get fulfillment. That false, over bravado, confident version of yourself that your ego is trying to kill before it gets started is actually the best thing to happen to you and the world around you, because not only are you going to affect your world and make it better, but you're going to affect other people's worlds and make it better. Like Jesus, every person that you touch will shed a little bit more of their insecurity. So get into flow, shed that baggage, and don't look back. Whatever distractions get thrown your way, just keep going. Because at the end of it all, look at it like this. Most of your competition, the other people that you're afraid are getting ahead of you because of this, because of that, most of them already quit along the way because they couldn't handle everything else that you're handling right now. But if you're still watching this video, if you still have that thought, whatever your dream is, whoever it is you're trying to become, it's still possible. But you have to realize that this world isn't perfect, and this world's gonna whoop you down until you beg for mercy. But it's only doing that because the world knows that once you start to get your grip, especially once you start to realize the historical truth around Jesus Christ and what all this nonsense is, it's game over for the enemy. They don't own you anymore. So don't look back. Remember Lot's wife, and shed that extra mental bandwidth and use it on something to make you happy instead. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. Out here with my mama and my crazy dog that almost ran away. Can you apologize at least, Charlie? You fool.